What's up, guys? Welcome to Run It Back. I'm your host, Blair Bomber, and I am in a pretty good mood today, which I think is good for all of us. If I'm in a good mood, I feel like everybody else around me is usually in a good mood, because the inverse of that is when I'm in a bad mood, I let people know, which is probably a flaw of mine, which is why I think it's important to almost reassure yourself of the positivity. Now, am I a little bit upset that I got a different setup again? Yeah, I'm a little bit upset, but that's okay because I'm moving. Moving out of this apartment. Shut up! No one cares! This is going to come off probably echoey, huh? Because now I'm in a smaller space. Literally, guys, all I did was move the podcast from the living room space to my room, because the living room is a little bit too hot and I don't want to run the AC the entire day, you know? But, looks pretty good. The lighting's good. Got a nice window to my left, and that's important. It's important to have a good window. Don't you guys think? Do you think I'm talking in like too much of an intro voice? Because I do catch myself sometimes when I'm doing sets where I'll just shout the opening of the next line. So Tinder's weird. Like, no one talks like that. You would just say, like, Tinder's kind of fucking weird, huh? And that's something that I'm working on personally and on stage. So if I do a little bit on here, just know that I'm aware of it and I'm trying to work through it. Not that any of you give a shit, because you're just going to be on board. Because if you're listening, you're like, well, I kind of like the things that he says. You're welcome. It does look good, though. The blue looks nice. The green is gone. I would like kind of like a gray. Like a gray or like a teal. Maybe something like this hat, but as the backdrop. I'm going to work on that. But for now, fucking deal with it. I didn't put a video out last week. I put just audio because I'm a lazy piece of shit. That's really all there is to say. I think it's funny when we try to make excuses for ourselves, like why we didn't go the extra mile or do what we've always been doing, you know? It's like, well, why didn't you put the video out? Well, I mean, I had to work a lot last week, and then I just didn't. You just got drunk. You just got drunk too much that week, and you didn't want to set it up, and you didn't look that good. You looked kind of bloated because you look a little bloated when you drink too much. Have I been drinking again? Yeah. But that's okay. It's okay to have a few. I'm not going crazy. I am almost fully recovered from my Seattle trip, Hazecation. But now I'm back and ready to go. Which is cool, I guess, because right now the Air and Water Show is happening in Chicago. If you don't know what the Air and Water Show is, it's just a bunch of dudes that get into a plane and fly in circles. You know, like the Blue Angels, who no one's really given. Like, why are we so excited about planes over the water? Like, what's the draw here? It's loud, yeah. It's fucking. It sounds like we are in Karachi, just getting bombs dropped on us. Not cool, not fun. Things are so good here in the United States that we just make up like ways to make it seem like we're in a foreign country. It's like, hey, you know how like there's like that real problem throughout, you know, the rest of the natural world that has like, you know, like a military insurgent and like a civil war, and there's bombs dropping all the time. They can't really step outside ever. Hey, what if we, hear me out. What if we take some fighter jets and make them do laps around the city so people just can't really enjoy anything they're doing throughout their day? How's that sound? Like, there's going to be no death or destruction, but the noise, that'll make you want to kill yourself. How does that sound? And then every suburban parent's like, oh my God, I would love to spend the next 18 hours with my shitty kid by the water watching planes go vroom, vroom, vroom. Just put on Top Gun and keep it moving. Like, what? Is it me? Am I too cynical? Like, I don't care about stuff? Just seriously, like, someone tell me. Like, am I being too cynical? If I'm being too cynical, you're one of the two people that hits me up on text. Shout out Niles, EJ, and Chaz. The only guys that hit me up. I told all of you to hit me up, and only 3 of you did, which makes me think there's only 3 people listening, which honestly is one more than I thought there was 10 episodes ago. So the steady climb continues. I don't know. I guess I just don't like certain things anymore. I guess I just don't see the appeal. Like, if there's too many people there, I'm out. It doesn't matter what it is. There's not a lot of things that I think we can... Like, how often are you ever like, hold on, Are there going to be at least 15,000 people there? Yeah, there is. Oh, let's go then. It's why I don't like drinking on Friday. It's like I like drinking every night of the week. If I could drink every night of the week and not be hungover, I would do it all the fucking time. I keep doing this. I keep popping up when I get excited, and I should stop doing that because it's not good for my back. That's what, thank God the video, like, God, thank God the video pod's back. Now we can see all the weird shit he's doing on camera. Ugh. I just don't see the appeal of these shows, like these air and water shows. It's like, we're going to get the family out. We're going to be outside. The planes are going to go boom, boom, shoo, and they're going to be... And the planes are literally only visible for like 15 seconds. And then they're gone. And then there's that trail of sound of shitty World War any sound where it's like the plane goes... And the sounds... at the end of it. It's like, that's not cool. What if you came like that? Like you fuck so hard, and then you do it, and then there's the aftershocks of sound where you like go guh, and then it's yeah. That'd be weird, right? Do you appreciate the act out? Do you appreciate have you ever seen your sex face, like your cum face? Not cum on your face, but have you ever seen your own like coming face? The face you make when you come? I want to believe mine is sexy. I think we all do. That's why we don't think about it twice. You know, we want to believe it's like guys and our dicks. Like, we want to believe our dick looks like it's supposed to. But the chances are everyone's got a little bit different, something different to their dick where it's like, man, I don't know if I want to see that on camera. But women are so forgiving. They're just like, yeah, I don't care. Just fucking don't put it in my ass and I'm good. That's what women are like. Women don't really give a shit about how your dick looks. As long as you're not trying to put it in their ass, they're fine. It's like, look, I just don't come on my face and don't put it in my ass and we're good. This podcast is getting sexual quick. 8 minutes in, coming in asses reference. Hell yeah. That's where we're going today. That's just kind of mood I'm in. Because you know what? I'm always horned up and it's a problem. But I think I'm getting better at curbing it. What I do now, whenever I get like the urge to like just to be like a dirt dog or to go and just like get wasted, I just eat. That's good, right? To just curb all your desires with just food. With just food. It's like, yeah, I was horny yesterday, then I ate an entire pie. Yeah, I don't feel good. But I don't feel like jerking off either. Hard to jerk off when you're full too. Like, you don't ever want to. Like, I've had times where I get way too high, like out of my mind, and then I eat so much that I can't stand up, and then I'm like, oh man, am I horny? And then I remembered that I'm just not. Just not at all. But yeah, but the sex face though, that's what we're really talking about. So it's really important. Is the sex face? I think we want to believe our sex face is hot, right? You don't ever want to be the kind of guy who has like that, like that'd be weird. Like, also, I don't think guys make a whole lot of noise. That's an Andrew Schultz bit. Like, we make noise. He has a great bit. Check him out. Not that he fucking needs the help. The guy's he's just killing it right now, and he's just setting the tone for all comedians that are just DIY guys, like myself right now. Like, shout out Andrew Schultz, even though none of you know who the fuck he is. And if you don't know who he is, don't look him up. Just stay looking at me, because if you go look at him, you'll be like, wow, that guy's a lot better than fucking Blair is. And you're not wrong, guys. You're not wrong. The guy's pretty good. Cute kid, too, great hairline. Doesn't matter. But like, we don't make noise when we jerk off. Like, how many guys? Wouldn't that be weird if you came home and your roommate Greg was like, it's one thing to like know you're beating off, your buddies are beating off, but it's a weird thing to hear him. Like, so you, like, without a doubt, like, just always, if you live with me, always assume that when the door is closed, I'm jerking off. That's the safest way to go about it. Just always assume my dick is in my hand. Just assume that. And then if you come in here or you knock on the door, it take me a while, you can just be like, oh, well, I know why it took him a while, right? Just assume. And then once you assume for long enough, it becomes a norm and it's not weird anymore. It's no longer weird. Right? But imagine if I was a guy that just made a bunch of noise. Like, I was like, yeah, oh, yeah. You like, oh, you know, like when old guys just move in general. You ever watch a guy over 70 get out of a car? That's how I imagine insane people jerk off. Just loud. Like they want people to know they're jerking off. It's kind of like when a guy, like when like a dude wears new shoes and he wants people to know he wears new shoes. So he does that thing where he says, hey, look at my shoes. And then you're like, oh, I see that. That's what it's like dudes who jerk off loud. It's like you're doing that so we know you're jerking off. But like I said, always assume I'm jerking off. The door's closed, jerking off. The door is a little bit open, still might be jerking off, definitely knock. I don't jerk off nearly as much as I'm letting on. I jerk off like the proper amount. I think there is a proper amount. It's every morning and every night so you can get up and start your day or go to sleep. I think that's the proper. Shut up. You're like, yeah. Blair, I bet you turned your phone off for your pod, didn't you? Because you really respect the craft. No, I didn't. But that's okay, because it's my pod, and you're my listeners, and I'll treat you however the fuck I want. Wow, Blair's phone went off 14 times. It's very disrespectful. Yeah, but I wanted to do that. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I just can't imagine like living in a world anymore where I feel shame over like overcoming. Isn't that wild to feel shame about coming because of like God or whatever? Now, if you come with a person who's not the person you're dating or married to, yeah, that's a shameful come. That's a shameful, oh, I miss my wife. That is the shame you should feel because you kind of a piece of shit. But again, they could be cheating on you, and I don't know the whole story. So I'm not going to assume because you fuck somebody else that you're a bad guy. You might just be getting even. God, if 16-year-old Blair could hear me speak, he would be appalled. And I know that's not a fucking leaf blower right now. It's 5 o'clock. What is that? It's like people don't want me to have anything nice. People don't want me to have anything nice, but it's okay. I'm going to power through. And I hope that if you guys can hear this, that sound, I hope you come to Chicago, find that person, and just fist them. Just ever so, like you start like you're going to do just one, and then you go, no, here's fist. And it's like, no, oh my God. And then fist. That's the best. Don't fist people, guys. Just, even if they ask you to. I think that's a good rule. 2 good rules so far in this episode. Always assume I'm jerking off if the door's closed or cracked or even open. Should always assume I'm always jerking off. If I'm in my room, I'm jerking off. Just always assume that. And the second thing is, don't fist anybody. Just don't fist them. It just doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You assume that because they ask you to do it that it's good. You've had a drunk buddy's like, hey, punch me in the face. You're like, oh, you're kind of drunk. I don't know if you really want me to. I don't know if I want to punch you in the face. Like, dog, do it, you pussy. And you're like, I don't really think that's what I should be doing. Do it. You're like, no, I don't really know. And then it's like, do it. And then you're like, all right. You're so annoyed that you fucking just do it just to get them to shut up. And then you both feel bad. Like your fist hurts, their face hurts. The next day you're like, why did we do that? That's what fisting somebody is like. You can't fist somebody and then go take them to get coffee or buy them brunch. You just can't. Have I fisted anybody before? I don't think that's any of your business. But also, no. Do you believe that? Do you believe what I just said? Do you believe that I never fisted anybody? Man, this is just sexual. This is just enter into HyperSexual LightSpeed. That's the name of this podcast too. HyperSexual LightSpeed. Perfect. That's gonna draw all the listeners. That's kind of like the best way to get your mom to not listen to your podcast is just put something sexual in the title. Oh, Blair's talking about HyperSexual LightSpeed. It's probably how he's talking about how he's always using condoms. If you're a parent and you have a kid and you got to hear them talk about sex, you'd want to just assume they're having safe sex, right? Wouldn't you? Right? Would you rather them talk about like having sex with their girlfriend that they love with unprotected sex, or having lots of sex with condoms always? Condoms in like, saran wrap. Ugh. Sorry, Mom. That one got away from me a little bit. That riff got away from me. Got a little too dark, a little too deep, a little too dirty. That's okay, guys. That's okay. We're having fun. I do, just to keep this whole thing going with the sex stuff, because I think it's funny to me and nobody else. Because like people fucking, you're not supposed, that's the thing. I think I talked about this before, but about how no one says their favorite thing is what their favorite thing is. Because people just say, they just lie. They're not honest with you. What's your favorite thing? I like in the summertime we go down to the lake and then we throw the frisbee and that's a lot of fun. It's like, okay, cool. What about coming? And they're like, I like that more. Like if it was binary, right? And say you have your favorite thing right here, your favorite thing that you say, like throwing a frisbee with your friends or petting a dog or a puppy, right? That's here. And someone said, okay, you can either do that every day, or you can come every day. Which would you pick? You wouldn't pick the frisbee. You'd pick coming. Coming's the best thing. A broken record. I just firmly. God damn it, leaf blower! Shut up! It's like what? There's not even leaves out there, guys. There's nothing on the ground. You're just blowing the crack. You're just spraying air on a crack at a higher speed than the wind. That's all you're doing. People don't want me to be happy. That's all right. That's fine. I don't want to be happy. I don't know. I'm just gonna get out of here with. I don't know. I just feel like. All right, something else that I'm kind of on right now is I don't think you should have sex during the day. Is that weird? Because I think having sex during the day is just too much like prostitution. That's how it feels like. Like, because there are designated times to have sex. It's nighttime, or in the early morning, mid morning, because you got too drunk and couldn't finish the night before. Then morning is always okay. Before breakfast, perfect. After breakfast, during business hours, not cool. I mean, it's okay, but it does feel kind of transaction-y. Like you fuck someone at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon when it's still sunny outside, and you're just like, oh, do you pay me or do I pay you? I don't really know where I gotta go to the mall. So do you remember how to, I don't gotta call you an Uber, right? You can just get the bus because it's like during the day, and I know it's safer during the day. So maybe you just, but I mean, the good thing is there's no walk of shame at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, you can just, people assume you're just coming from work, or, they don't assume you're coming from an appointment for sex. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. But yeah, sex during business hours just feels kind of like, what's this going to cost me? Also, I'm going to start charging people for sex. If you have sex with me in the next couple months, I'm just be like, hey, I don't know if you got what you wanted out of this, but I'm going to need at least $125. Just that's my fee. I know you thought this is like something going on here, but I'm really just looking for you to give me money. So if you could just leave the money on the counter, and I think that next bus comes around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So that'd be great. So no, you have a good day. Shut up! Dude, it's like, I don't know. It's like, what can you do? You try to be a good guy. You put the effort in. You set the pot up. It does look good, by the way. The blue looks nicer right now because of the natural lighting. This half of my face a little bit dark. That's okay. But we did 20 minutes. We did a tight 20. Talked about coming maybe too much. Probably lost most of you early on. But if you're not down to hear me just talk shit about cocks and balls and pussies and just saying the word pussy, then it's like you're in the wrong place, because that shit is hilarious to me. Think about all day. Think about what you don't talk about all day. in the morning, on your commute, at work, you're never talking about cocks, balls, and pussies. Never. Not even a little bit. But you come here and you hear me talk about it and you get your fix. Otherwise, think about it. You ever had like a weird work conversation that went sexual and you didn't want it to be because it's with some woman named Claire, and you're like, I don't know if I like Claire that much. She just talked about how she likes period sex with her ex-boyfriend. It's like, I don't want to have that talk. And I don't think she does. She wants to have it. That's why she's having it. If anybody's having this, like, if anybody that you're not that close with is talking to you about sex, they have to talk about it. That's why it's out there. So what you do is you come here with me, Blair, run it back with me, and you hear me talk about fucking pussies and not, yeah. That sound good? You happy with this? Did you learn anything? From now on, if you message me, text me, message me about the podcast, I want you to just say, I want you to open with, hey man, I really learned something from your last episode. That part when you were talking about not having sex during business hours, that really connected with me in like a big way. And that's why I'm going to start having sex again. Because, tell you what, the people that listen to this podcast right now are not fucking on a weekly basis. Talking to you, Niles. Talking to you, Chaz. Talking to you, Eric. Y'all ain't fucking that much. And two of you guys are married. That's how I know you're not fucking. God, married sex sounds so brutal. Dude, married sex is like, married sex just sounds like old donuts. You know, like if you go to a donut shop and it's like the end of the day and they're going to throw their donuts away, so they just give you the old ones from that day that didn't go out, so they're not fresh. They're a little bit older and disgruntled and kind of angry at the whole world because they gave up on, their youth to get married and settle down and do a place they don't even like that much. And the donuts are kind of crusty and neither one of you are going to come. But if it's during the day, you should give each other money. At least a high five, maybe a rim job, whatever you're into. All right, that's it. I'm going. That's it. Rim job reference is the sign to get the fuck out of here. He's referencing win rim jobs again. Oh God, he's just someone should hug him. I feel like he's just not getting enough hugs. And the answer is, yeah, I wish I had more hugs from people with boobs. Too many guy hugs. I'm throwing nuts at everybody. I'll be awkward too. You throw a hand at me, I don't care. I'll just throw it. I'll follow through. Hey man, like I'll go from across the room. I'm like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing this. So you can come in here with this or that. You can just and I'm gonna go, cool, you ready? That's what you get. Knock for me. You got dirty hands. You didn't wash your hands at all today, I bet, huh, Paul? Huh, Paul? Shout out, Paul. Good guy. Guy works not very hard, but I like him. That counts, right? 25 minutes, 24 minutes. Knocking it out of the park, guys. Knocking it out of the park. By the way, catch Bathtub Boys this Friday. It's our last show. You'll love it. Should have promoted it at the beginning of the show, but I didn't. I'm a piece of shit. I hate myself too. It's great. Awesome. I'm out of here. Time to go. Time to go. Time to go.